The kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, Charles, it feels like Lamar Miller's been around the NFL forever, but he's still just going to turn 28 in April. This past year, though, 973 rushing yards, good for 12th in the league.
And you know that he's capable of being a 1,000-yard runner year in and year out, save for some injuries, and maybe utilizing the pass game a little bit more in Houston. 4.6 yards per carry is a healthy number, and that was his highest since 2014 when he was with the Miami Dolphins.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
Come back! 2-jet! 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 2-jet!
Out of the gun, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They're going for it. It's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Oh, free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. He finds his target, Fuller.
Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard fourth down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. So that is twice on the opening drive that they've gone for it on fourth down, and they've converted both.
I don't know if they're using analytics, which might tell them, hey, more times you go for it on fourth down, the better your odds, the better your chances of succeeding. But let's face it, most teams are not going to go for it twice on fourth down in the first quarter of the game. I mean, we might not see it 2 more times all season.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. Dancing to his left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal.
Come back, come back. Down. Back 22.
Watson now operating from the gun. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. And by the way, need to pass along a reminder that our ladder for the Madden Challenge tournament is still open in MUT Drafts until February 11th. And the prize pool for the Madden Challenge, folks, $190,000.
And who wouldn't want to participate in something where you could get a piece of $190,000?
That's what I'm wondering.
Get in, get it done. Let's have some fun.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
It's a foot race. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there, 77 yards. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Well, as they take the field here for the next drive, let's talk about the AFC Championship game. How excited are you for Mahomes and Brady, Chiefs and Patriots?
I'm very excited because, remember, this is a rematch game, just like in the NFC, where they played in the regular season, but this time the site is different. Regular season, they were in Foxborough, and Tom Brady and the Patriots won.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Breeze now on 1st down. He's going to air one out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Breeze now. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Benjamin Watson, 39 yards. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Lutz now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
Black 99 Billy. 2 jet.
To throw on second is Watson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's got Fuller. Oh, he's got a little Will Fuller. Nobody there to stop him. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 76 yards. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Well, New Orleans comes out on offense here. What was the motivation tactic that Sean Payton used last week before the Philly game?
Well, if you remember, they won a Super Bowl trophy. They had a Lombardi trophy in-house, and he brought that and displayed in front of the team. And he also brought in, under heavy guard, $225,000 in cash. That's approximately the winner's share of what you would get for winning the Super Bowl, to let those guys know this is what you're playing for. You're playing for the trophy, which is forever, and the cash, which everyone likes for right now. But it reminds me, back in the day, when the Super Bowl champion got $15,000 in the first few Super Bowls for winning it, the loser $7,500. I remember there was a big blank check up in the New York Jets locker room that said, paid to the order of New York.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney able to track him down for a loss of 13, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now the veteran punter for the Saints, Thomas Morstead, on to punt on 4th down. It's taken to the 26. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Down. Black 22.
From the red zone now, Watson underneath for Miller. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a second down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here first and 10.
12.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On second down, here's Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Splitting. Yellow waiting. 13.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. Stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down.
11. 12. Ready, my time.
The final shot before half for Breeze. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. From the 21, it's second and 10. Breeze again here on second and 10. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Here we go.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. From the gun, it's Breeze. Flushed out right. And it's complete. It's Watson. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On first down, Breeze. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Kamara's got the first down and then some. And down to the 16-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Jadeveon Clowney getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Eluding the pressure right. And Watson has it right side. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. On 2nd and 10, Watson. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Watson now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Back now here live in New Orleans. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. It's caught. Smith. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots in the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're in sync with your quarterback. He should be reading the exact same thing, and they put the ball right on you.
Hey, easy.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Ready. 90.
On 2nd down, Ingram powers over it.
Just fed him his pads, didn't he?
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Breeze on the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. And Watson has it right side. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. On 2nd down, Kamara. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Breeze leaves this one with Camaro. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints have moved out in front. And he's able to put it through. Lutz now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Tiger. Two jet.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jordan in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? Back to throw. And he finds his man Griffin. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Watson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Tiger. Down. Black 22.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Kill. Ready, watch out.
Breeze going to throw here. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams